Hello, and welcome to Creating with Colleen, where I may teach you what to do, I may teach you what not to do, but I promise to teach you something. Today, I wanted to show you a card that uses the Good Morning Magnolia bundle. This is a wonderful bundle that is in the new annual catalog of Stampin' Up, and it is hot, hot, hot. Everybody is using it and loving it, and especially this gorgeous magnolia flower. There's a lot you can do with that. So what I want to show you is a card that I created from these two cards. Basically, when I was doing my stamp club, I loved this card. This card was from Karen Duke. I received it in a swap, and I love the stamping on the two different pieces of paper, that it's backed on here and how it carries through. So I liked that, but then my friend Lisa Freeman showed me this card, and I really like the softness of the white. It's like a whitewash and the ink on here. And I was torn. I just didn't know which card to do. So, you know, in life, why not have it all if you can have it all? So this is a card that I'm going to show you. This was my creation from those two. And as you can see, I have the flower stamped on both pieces of the crumb cake so it carries through. And I also have the whitewash. So I'm going to show you how to make this card today. Basically, the parts you're going to need, this is your seafoam green, and this is 5.5 by 8.5. You are just going to simply fold this in half, and this will be your card base. So I'll set this aside. For your crumb cake pieces, you're going to need one piece that is 4 inches by 5 1/4, one piece that is 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. You are going to need a piece of the gold foil, since I'm using the gold embossing powder, and that piece is 3.5 by 4 inches big. And then for my banner, just a piece of very vanilla cardstock that is 1 1/4 by 2 3/4 inch long. Now, in order to get the image to completely match up like this, you have to stamp your smaller crumb cake and your larger crumb cake piece at the same time. So what I'm going to do, I have to be able to get these two apart because I am going to mount this on a piece of gold foil. So I just like to put it like 2 little pieces. I don't do one because it can still switch around on me. But basically, I'm just going to put 2 little pieces of the tape, and then I'm going to lay this on top, just like that. Then I'm going to take that wonderful magnolia flower that I have right here, and I'm going to emboss it with Versamark. But first I want to take an embossing buddy. This is like a little pounce pad, and it'll keep all my gold embossing powder, the little flakes, from flying around. It will only stick to the Versamark. So I am going to take my magnolia, and I'm going to ink it up with Versamark, the magic ink. And then I'm just going to stamp that onto my piece right here. And I'm going to apply some good pressure. And I have my Versamark. Now I'm going to take, if you're wondering where this little tray came, it's a blast from the past. Stampin' Up! Used to sell these embossing trays, and I absolutely love mine. They are unfortunately no longer available, so you could just use a sheet of copy paper or something underneath it. But I will sprinkle on my embossing powder and then shake it off. And you can see that it didn't get like right next to the 2 edges of the cards because there's a thickness there. But that's where my gold foil will cover what you can't see. So I'm going to set this aside. Now when I emboss, I like to start at one place, and you're going to see that. Some people take their gun and go all over. That drives me crazy because you really can't see the embossing powder heating up. So what I do, I just take a piece of cardboard, wrap some tin foil on it, and that helps to deflect the heat too. You want to turn your gun on, give it just a minute to heat up. And then when I come on here, see, I'm not going all over. I kind of start in one area. Let me get close so you can see this. And then I just follow it around. and I can see where my powder is melting. So there's no question whether it's completely embossed or not. I know that it is. See how quickly it changes? Now your gun is hot, so make sure your fingers aren't in the way. And I'm just going to finish right there. And now that I can see everything is nice and shiny, I know that it's embossed. Now you do have to be careful when embossing because you can actually over emboss. And you're going to know when you do because you've heated it up so much, the beautiful shiny gold foil is gone and it's flat. So there's a fine line in there, but it's pretty forgiving. So here I have my flower and that's all embossed. So now I'm going to show you how I get that beautiful whitewash. I'm just taking a lid to one of the embellishments and the white craft ink that we have. This is a pigment ink, so it's thicker, and that's why it works so well. But I'm going to put a little bit of it in my lid, and then I'm going to take my aqua painter, and I'm going to squeeze just a little bit of water in here and just lighten that up. Now I like doing these two together so you'll see when I color. Now I feel like that might be a little thick, so I can add a little more water. I like my white to be opaque. And I'm not worried about getting it on the gold embossing because it wipes right off. It's not going to dry on that. A little bit more water in there. I want it to be a little bit more see-through. And as you can see, I also don't have to be too terribly careful because again, it's not going to, as long as I stay in the lines, it's really not going to stick on the embossing. So I'm just going to color in my flower. Go over that a little bit so I don't get any streaks. Pick up a little bit more. Almost done. Talk amongst yourselves. Here we go. Get this leaf. And of course, a little bit on the stem. And this actually dries pretty quick too. You're going to dabble it off, but that's pretty much what it is. It's your white craft, which is giving you that gorgeous softness on here. So I'm just going to put this away, and you can just take this and rinse it out with water afterwards. But then, oh, look at that. I want to put just a little bit more white in there because I can. There we go. So you can take your heat gun and kind of heat it up a little bit. You can dab it with this. And again, like I said, just lightly go over it because it's not going to stick to your embossing powder. Blow 3 times, 2, magic. So there you have your flower. Now I'm going to add a little bit of the color to it. So what I will do with the color is right here I have petal pink and one of my sponge daubers. So I'm going to take my sponge dauber and just lightly come in here in the center. And notice I'm not going out to the edge because I really need that beautiful white to show. And the sponge daubers are smaller than our regular sponges. So you can kind of get a little bit of, little more control over where you're putting your color. So here I have the white with the powder pink. And then I am going to come in with my soft seafoam green. So I'll just dab that. And again, just get more towards the center of the leaves. Get this one here. And I just fell in love with this green with the powder pink. I mean, green is my favorite color, so it wasn't hard. But I just thought the two lended itself to just be so soft and beautiful. Oh my goodness. Love it. So there, hope you can see that okay. Let me see, let me stand up. There we go. There you have your flower. Quick and simple and easy. First I was afraid this would be too long of a video to show you the embossing and everything, but this really is a quick card, and I think it would be gorgeous for a wedding card or even wedding invitations. So now to put it together, since I have those two there, I'm just going to give a little twist, because again, I didn't put a lot of tape. But now I will put this on the, ooh, it's a lot of tape for my use. But I'm going to put this on the gold foil, like so. And I like to turn it over and then rub the back to make sure it's on there tight in case you have anything on your fingers. You don't want to make a mess out of your gorgeous card. And then here, I am going to put this on here. And I did it flat and not with dimensionals because I really wanted people to see how it carried over. Yep, that looks good enough to me. Okay. So there, so far you have this beautiful card. Okay, being a previous drafter, that drives me nuts. It was slightly off. Sorry guys. Just the things that make me sleep. There we go. Oh my gosh, that's so much better. Okay. So I have this on there, and then I'm going to put this onto my seafoam green card base. Again, very simple card. That will go like this. Okay. Now to make my banner, there you go, elegant and soft. To make my banner, I am just going to stamp on here with crumb cake and the thinking of you. Now if you have the triple banner punch, that works great, especially if it's the right size to fit in the slots. But if you don't, the simplest way to make your banner, instead of cutting it this way and never getting it right, just take it and snip it up the middle. And then when you go from corner to corner, and then this corner to here, you're gonna come out pretty doggone close. And when I put my banners on my cards, I don't always like them flat. I like just a little bit of depth to it. So just like a curling ribbon at Christmas, I take my bone folder and I go one way and then the other. And then that's where I would put my tape, where it's going to be touching my card. And then this will go just a little bit. It'll still stay poked up when you mail it. Like so, and you always have to have a little bit of bling. So for that, I'm just going to take one of the large pearls and put it at the top. And that is simply your card. So let me show you my original one. So this is the original, and again, simple embossing, but you want to do these two pieces together so that this image totally goes together. Your gold piece, your gold foil, covers where it didn't completely connect. And then just for simply on the inside, go ahead and put a piece of Very Vanilla, stamp that cute saying that's included in the stamp set, along with the smaller blossom, and just take your sponge daubers and a Wink of Stella and do that up. So if you are interested, I will have this on my blog, even though you have just seen the video, but my blog is creatingwithcolleen.typepad.com. And please go there and purchase this Good Morning Magnolia. There's a whole suite of products that Stampin has with the Good Morning Magnolia, from embellishments to designer paper. Again, it is very popular right now and a lot of fun to create with. So thank you for joining me today. I hope I did teach you something, and may all your days be creative days. Thanks again. Bye-bye.